Ah, Dr. Watson. Just the man I wanted to
Uh-oh.
see.
Professor, I'm surprised you're not trying to catch that escapee.
Please, my time is far too valuable. I hope Nurse Kuntz has been taking good care of you.
He has certainly kept me out of trouble.
Professor, it is time for your appointment with your next patient, Mr. Wolf.
Herr Wolf can wait until tomorrow. I wish to speak with Dr. Watson.
As you wish.
You still see patients yourself, even as the director of this entire facility?
Only the important ones. And yet I rarely get to pick the brain of a man like yourself. I think it is time we got to know each other, no?
I'm afraid there's not much to know. I'm just an average chap living a rather prosaic life these days.
Dr. Watson, those of us who pursue knowledge are anything but average. Now, who are you?
Okay, right, we are a writer, that's true, but I don't think that's going to go down well. And for some reason, the computer is slowing down, right? A doctor. Let's stick with that. Because we are. In theory, I think around this time we do have a practice, so... I am a doctor. Uh-oh. Alright. Okay, this isn't... I can't click.
I'm a physician
All right,
in
there we go.
search of a stimulating career. I have patients, yes, but admittedly, I'm more interested in the cutting edge of medical research. So when I read about the Black Edelweiss and your work on the healing of minds, I simply had to learn more.
I suppose my Edelweiss was always destined to attract other curious minds. But before we continue, I want you to understand one thing. A broken mind can never be truly healed.
Ah, I see. So, what exactly do you do here?
It is simple. If you cannot fix a person's nature, you must force them to forget it.
Surely there are other methods of treatment.
How naive. You remind me of a man I once knew, Professor Becker. But we do not speak of him anymore.
No.
A colleague?
The former director here. One day he realized that Edelweiss had outgrown him and had to leave his house. You grow weary of me already, Doctor?
Admiring your office. Okay. I wonder what the problem is with the Edelweiss. Admiring your office.
I was simply admiring your office, Professor. Apologies.
While I am pleased you appreciate its practicality and appearance, we were discussing bigger things. Was my conversation boring you?
No, not at all. I merely...
No, I understand full well. You're not seeking conversation.
What do you mean?
It is obvious. Your mind craves truth, but not in this form. You must witness a practical demonstration if you are to learn.
I'm certainly intrigued. Would that be possible?
Of course. I propose a journey between the jury of the human brain. You will not leave without being truly enlightened.
That sounds like a
Kuntz,
threat.
Take Dr. Watson back to the courtyard. Then tell the nurses to prepare the operation room and the girl with the doll.
Yes, Professor.
Our preparations will take a little time. I will come for you soon, Doctor.
Okay, so now we can't go in there, I'm gonna guess. So we must use Watson's mind ballast thing. Which I don't think is gonna go too well. Ah, how to lure Dragex out of the office. Medical evaluations of blockade patients. And... what? No, okay. Right, well, let's explore maybe... oh, why does Gygax care about Wolf? Note from Becker. Oh, is it actually Becker? And the old photograph. So, the very important patient. It's Becker, isn't it? That's what that means. That's why that's important. Right, okay, so we'll go for a bit of a wander. Into the garden. Or the courtyard, at least. Is my computer doing something? but it shouldn't. That's possible, I suppose.
Miss?
No, yeah. They're not going to be very responsive, are they?
I hear them scratching. Don't you hear it?
The frogs? I don't think there's frogs in the wall.
Oh, I want them to fly.
Yes, in the original, we open that cage. Although I don't think you do much as Watson. You're mainly as Holmes.
Did you see my son? He's such a sweet boy.
Yes, I'm assuming that Wolf is Beckett, just from the way things have lined up.
Minor birds, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful creatures. Sad that they're caged here.
Okay, I thought we were looking at the document.
Give it to me. No, I don't want to. Why not?
Okay.
A visitor? No, you shouldn't have come here.
Yes, I'm trying to explore a little. Patience and Zimmer. Guest room. And through here. Administration. Documentation. Gygex's patient reports. October 79. As more serious treatment is available, my special patient, Wolf, will be transferred to patient room 2 on the ground floor. All of the patients must be removed from my schedule and reassigned to other specialists at the Institute. The patient's mental state requires constant monitoring and immediate intervention to avoid undesirable consequences. December 79. The necessary surgical procedures were successfully performed. Physical recovery is still in progress. Mental memory loss is increasing but still not complete. A new obsession with writing has developed, probably as a side effect. 88, January 88. The patient's writing now mentions old names. Clear sign of partial memory recover. Unacceptable result. A second surgery is required targeting both the frontal and temporal lobes. February 1880. Surgery went well. The patient's memory does not persist for longer than a couple of minutes, although an obsession with writing lingers. Danger eliminated. Daily monitoring prescribed. Right, yes. I think I recall who this was meant to be, who this was in the original.
Photograph seems recent.
Anything? Black Edelweiss.
A commemorative photo album. Been a while since I've been in one of these.
Okay, so that reminds me what happens. I don't want to spoil it in case it's still the case, but just from the date, I don't think it's likely that it's the same person who's Wolf. Okay. Yeah, that's not new, unfortunately. Yeah, that's not a new thing. The new photograph, maybe, and the Sherlock's note. I mean, that doesn't make sense, but maybe we'll see. A very important patient. No. Okay. So Professor Becker's on the right. So he's not there. And that's not really that helpful, is it? Visitor from space, glowing meteor lands in Arkham. Is that Whisperer in the Dark? I've only read a little bit of his work.
I hope you're finding your room comfortable, Dr. Watson.
But, and then that's round to there, but they won't let me go in there. I don't think. No. They are preparing it for some horrific thing, I'm sure. Like, so that's not been helpful. In providing some more. And Wolf isn't there. Ah, the kitchen. Kusha. And then this is the dumbwaiter.
Looks dusty but functional.
Oh, we never use that. I think it connects somewhere downstairs.
Okay. Right. And that would connect to the storage, which I assume was Becca's room. No. Okay. This is patient room 2. O beautiful alpine flower, whose heart I do miss so, you call to me while I don't see, how could I let you let go? So, alpine flower, that'd be the Edelweiss. Storm cuts through my senses, makes all my thoughts so blind. With no captain I must reason, what did they truly find? Cold and dark with grimy walls, roughly held like animals. Trapped yet free, why do I fall? Something squirms on the tip of the tongue, but what can it be? What did I forget? I'm assuming you were the former director.
You are Mr. Wolf, am I right?
Oh, hello. Who might you be?
My name is Dr. John Watson. I wanted to talk with you, if you didn't mind.
Ah, doctor. I don't suppose you could help. I seem to have forgotten where I am.
We're in the Black Edelweiss, Mr. Wolf. It's an asylum in Switzerland, and you are one of its most important patients.
But why am I here?
That's what I was about to ask you.
I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember anything.
It's all right, you don't need to push. Try to relax. Let the thoughts come and go. Now, what comes to mind? Mr. Wolf?
Oh, hello. Who might you be?
We just went over this.
I'm sorry, but I don't think we've met.
We were just discussing this facility, the Black Edelweiss Asylum, and why you are here.
That name does sound familiar.
Holmes, the things I do for you.
Excuse me, who are you? And who's this Holmes fellow?
I am Dr. Watson, and Holmes is, well, you could call him my imaginary friend. That's just a little joke, don't mind me.
But why am I here, doctor? Am I sick?
I'm sure I can take a look.
Let's try and observe and see what we can see as Watson. Facial palsy, one side is paralyzed. Probably due to the brain damage. Precise surgical incisions. I mean, even if it's deliberate, it's still damage. Severe chemical burns, faded with age. And we know that Becker had chemical burns on his hands. Skin pigmentation, possible abuse of medicine. An adult male with some paralysis of facial muscles, blue-grey pigmentation. Symptoms most likely pre-existing. No, I think it's the treatment. Illness is due to the treatment. Okay. Nothing new.
Dear Lord, what did Gygax do to you?
Excuse me? Who are you?
Oh, never mind.
Yes, you're not Wolf. You are not Wolf. You are Becker. Oh, and we can't go that way. So, yes. Because he is Becker. Character portrait. Yes. Wolf is the former director. Actually, Professor Becker, the previous director of Black Edelweiss. He now suffers from severe memory issues, but still retains the ability to write. So, Wolf, because he's very important to her. The photographs, maybe? No, I think the the patient reports, maybe. No, that one's right, though. Recent photo. And then... very important patient. No, we've tried that one. Oh, that was right. Okay. Patient's poetry. Okay. Use Becker to distract Gygax. Perhaps he can get Gygax's attention with a letter. Okay, so we'll go back in and ask him to write something. And there's only one more thing to kind of investigate. So maybe we're quite close to the section ending then.
Hello again. You won't remember me, but we've met before. I am Dr. John Watson, and you are Professor Becker. You were the previous director of this facility, the Black Edelweiss.
Professor, really? Actually, that name does sound familiar. Wait. Let me write it down. I try to recall memories through writing, but they always feel just out of reach.
As a matter of fact, I have more for you to jot down.
Oh, yes. Yes, please, anything.
Professor Gygax did this to you. She made you forget everything, even who you are. But we will play a trick on her. We will write a letter so that she learns her lesson. Put down what I dictate.
She's cruel, because that's what he thought.
Dear Professor Gygax, your vile work has ruined countless lives through needless suffering. Your methods serve nothing but to show your own sick emotional state.
Yeah, we'll be caught. That's not that's probably not true, but she's not the future, because that's what she wants to be.
You are not, as you so claimed, the future of the Edelweiss, and you never were. And by the time you make it to my cell, the police will already know the truth of how you came to be director of this asylum. Signed, Professor Becker.
There. It's done. Now, hold on a minute. Who are you?
My name is John Watson. I'm a doctor from London, a veteran of Afghanistan, and I wish to be a writer, though deep down I fear I lack the talent.
Ah.
And presently I'm risking my life to help my brilliant detective flatmate in the pursuit of a cult of kidnappers, even as I fear it may destroy him. I'm tired and hungry, and I have not had a good bath in weeks, and yet despite it all, I feel alive. Any more questions?
Good heavens, sir. You're as mad as they come.
Letter written by Becker. So what do I do with this then? I can talk to someone about it. I should probably have had a look at that before.
One of the patients asked me to deliver this note. It's for Professor Gygax.
Thank you, Doctor. Leave it with me.
Unbelievable. Kunz, with me.
Oh, stealthy. Especially with this jacket. You look at this jacket and you think, there goes a stealthy man. Who's very much observable. The Edelweiss, is that what we want?
Close, but I don't think this is the key.
No,
This is too small to be what Holmes asked
I was
for.
thinking that. Let's see. Documentation might be useful. No. Oh, hello. There was a yellow there for a moment. Okay, there's a hand. Okay, no, can't see it. That's not going to be right. Okay, there's a letter in here. Dear Professor, recently took possession of a collection of rare gems on behalf of our mutual acquaintance. The gems have now been sold to Louisiana jewelers, who made several offers far exceeding our expert's estimate of the stone's values. The final sale price agreed upon for the 11 gems was 12,550 Swiss francs. Our client was instructed to receive 2/3 of the sum transferred to your solicitor as per usual. As always, our discretion is assured, and we look forward to continued business with you and your illustrious patron. Yours sincerely, Jeffrey Scott, representative of the E.W. Gray Banking House, New Orleans, USA, 9th of January 1882. So yes. Yeah, again, we have to go. Yep. New Orleans is the place to go.